everyone! Welcome to another episode of Followers of Mayhem. In the last episode, a mad scientist blew up. And in this episode, we're doing a meeting with some people. Some things might happen. Yeah, that sort of business. Well, you guys are in the Devi plane. What do you do?
I suppose, Alex, before their little meeting with, the Beholder and everything, he'll pull Dennis aside for a minute.
What do you need?
So, you know Allah's friend, Karma?
Mm-hmm.
Could you quickly do a bit of a scrying and track it down for me?
Okay. Just a moment.
Alright. So...
let's see. 21.
Okay, let me roll her save. Let's see, where is she? There she is. Wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said it was 21. Alright, she succeeded. You did not see her.
Did I succeed? Apparently it didn't work. Sorry.
Apparently didn't work.
Well, you can push the scrying away.
I'm aware of this, Dennis. It's what I did when you were tracking me. I'm just saying it either failed or it succeeded. There's no apparently about it.
Okay.
But sorry, I'm being semantical anyway. Just try again at a later time. Just
Okay.
I'm not planning on doing anything with her. It's just something I wanted to say before we parted ways with her.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of which Alex then goes to find Allah. Is she's still in the little garden, or
Unless she wants to change hers. Unless she's moved, yes.
As you approach, you just see Alara looking down and trying to hide herself a little bit. She just leans in the wall and she just seems to lost motivation.
Allah? You okay?
Alara takes a long pause. As she glances to you, she turns her head, but she doesn't move her full body. Her back is still facing you. And then she looks ahead once more. I failed again. I did nothing and watched her walk away.
You mean Karma?
It doesn't matter if I can convince her, but I didn't even get to say how I felt. I just got pushed around.
Well, I suppose I can't entirely blame you. I mean, I wouldn't exactly know what to do in that situation myself.
We had different views, and in the end, she chose to stay with her own. I can't fault her for that, but...
Plus, well, if the doctor is to be believed, she's, well, even if she looks like your old friend, she's a black pudding now, right?
I
But,
still
well,
think it's her.
I mean, she seems aware enough. Well, Alara, I've asked Dennis a small favor for me. I asked him that if he can to track down Karma for me because I had a few things I wanted to talk to her about. Just, it's nothing serious, just things I wanted to say before we parted ways with her. Once he finds her, do you want to come with me to see her, or would you prefer not to?
I would like to see her one more time.
Are you sure? Don't feel like you're obligated to. If you're not comfortable with it, then you don't have to come.
No, I want to come.
Alright. Well, I'll let you know when Dennis finds her, okay?
Okay.
Hey. And Alex rests a hand on her arm. It's gonna be okay, alright?
Seren holds me so highly. She holds me high enough to say that I changed her life. And yet I can't do a single thing for another person like that. I just feel so pathetic.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You've done more than anyone could ever have, well, any normal person could ever have done. You shouldn't put so much of a burden on yourself, Allah. It's not just you that's here, it's everyone else. And we've all worked to honestly achieve some really amazing things. But I understand where you're coming from, and I understand the weight and stress that it probably puts on you. Just, well, it's somewhat of a obvious thing to say, but you're not alone here. And if you ever just need to need a shoulder to cry on, you know I'm always there for you. I always have been since the start.
I don't want to rely on that. And that's just how I am.
I know.
I've done it too many times already. This is my issues. This is my burden.
I know. Still, it never hurts to know you have a good friend nearby when you need them. But I respect that you want to deal with it yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a lot of the same in a lot of ways. But anyway, you just, well, chin up, okay?
I'll try. Just let me know when we're off.
No worry, no problem. Anyway,
So,
have a good morning.
You do the same.
so, who else has something they want to do before you head off to meet with Sorgox? Nothing? You guys are all ready to head out?
Think so.
I am. Sure.
Alrighty. So you all head back to Sorgox's territory. You head past the gate the goblins let you in, and you arrive in the main clearing next to the giant glowing crystal. You see a small platform has been set up, and a semi-transparent version of Sorgox is currently hovering there. You can tell it's some sort of illusion, but you're not sure how they're making it appear or anything more than that it's clearly an illusion. Of course, there's also Avath there, with a couple of his goons.
Dennis is too curious. You can give me the details later
Alright.
because you apparently don't have them ready right now.
It's a platform that makes an illusion appear of Sorgox, and
Okay.
it's directly connected to what he's doing currently, but it keeps him from not being there. It's just a simple illusion spell.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
Hello. How are you two today?
Right. Sorry, I gotta prepare a bit for Sorgox. He's a bit of a talker.
I think that's putting it mildly.
I mean, yes, I'm putting it very mildly, but that's what makes it funny. Oh, there you guys are. I was wondering where you were. Why didn't you come here after you immediately took out the whole, Morals' place? I mean, there was a big explosion. I was like, oh, I wonder if they're dead, but they haven't come back, so maybe they are dead. In which case, how are we gonna take out the other guy? I mean, we've already made ourselves obvious, but, I mean, we still waited because I figured if you were dead, I mean, your bodies would have washed up eventually, and then we could just blame it all on you, and we'd still come out on top anyway, eventually. But, I've talked to Avath here, and we have come to a decision that will allow you all to keep your lives, as I remember you saying you didn't like the idea of dying even though you would be resurrected immediately after. So we've come to a deal that I think will be much better for your temperament. Is that the word?
Overall health?
Yes, overall health. Let's go with that then. And he finally pauses as Avath stands up, towering over you. And then he looks directly to Allah.
Dennis just steps away from Alar.
Kent is as close to the entrance as is respectful, ready to bolt it.
Ruva's standing by Alar a little protectively, but she's scared. You can see it on her face. She's like, oh boy.
Thud. You feel the ground vibrating with each thunderous step he makes.
Big sis.
And then he leans up, towering to his full height as his gaze looks down upon Allah. And he flares his wings wide, showing that they're big enough that all of you could probably ride on him with his size. And he says, "You will become my wife." So,
that woke me up.
That's a charisma. I want this one.
That really woke me up.
How do I, roll to not be intimidated?
It's not a roll to be intimidated. He rolled charisma, and, it was, it was a 12 to his, so he rolled charisma and he got a 12. Honestly, a pretty low roll. Why didn't I thought I said that to Neva. Let's try that again.
For 0. She heard this. What the
There we go. Now you can see his rolls.
Oh,
But he rolled a 12. I just wanted to get that and make sure it was working. That's all.
okay. I got you.
River looks shocked, and then she looks over and gives Alar a glare like, "See what you did."
I think
Alar looks up to the dragon. She was a little intimidated by his stature and by his azural gradients. But however, she stood firm. And she just regards him with a worried look. A frown painted on her face. That's not how you impress a lady, sir. Though that was rather impressive in general. That's not how you woo someone.
His head slowly snakes down, and his eye, nearly the size of your head, looks directly at you as he says, "Isn't it?" And I'm gonna use that 22 for that charisma.
You are evil.
River looked nervous, gripping Alar's arm.
Alar, like, flushes over, looks rather flustered now as she, like, looks away and down to Rura. And then she glances back. Well,
Don't you dare! Uken, I'm warning you.
I do understand if a lady of your stature needs time to deliberate a decision. After all, I am Old Dragon.
I just have a lot of questions. Why me?
I could tell.
Why it all is accurate.
It takes a special kind of person to charm a dragon.
I mean, to be fair, he's right, Alar.
Alex, you're not helping me.
His
I'm
head,
sorry. I'm sorry. It's just I'm kind of stunned, just like everyone else.
his head briefly turns to Grazura and then he says, "That was when I was still angry and I thought someone had stolen from my treasure, but no one had stolen from my treasure, so I have no real reason to be angry. At least, unless that's what you're into."
A flirting dragon!
Can you roll charisma for me?
Alright,
Oh no. Uken?
22.
Oh,
I mean, I might be.
okay, River looks through Alar with a narrowed look like, "Big sis."
I'm sorry, Rura, it's not my fault.
And then River looks back and she goes, "She's taken!" She just yelled it out. Without thinking.
Oh, well. Can she be taken again?
Okay.
Oh! Rura now
Rura-
glares at him. She goes, "Listen
Congrat-
here."
Congratulations, Rura. Now he's going to duel Sren for Alar's hand, probably.
Oh, no, he's not.
Checking out-
Oh, no, he's not. Not to my little sister, you hear me?
Okay, so Vath, mind if I interject for a moment?
If you must.
Rura ain't scared
No, I
of no
can-
dragon. She's glaring at him still.
Yeah, just keep it together. Anyway, so your condition is that Alar will marry you as help for the upcoming operation, correct?
I feel
Rura
that
glares
is a
at
fair
Alex.
trade, don't you?
Rura's glaring at Alex.
I mean, it's clear my charm has had an effect on her in the end.
I'm about
Oh,
to be charmed
oh,
at this
absolutely.
point.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't argue that at all. However, well, how about a date with her first?
Oh no.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
of
Grisura
course, of
pulls out her.
course. Tomorrow
No.
at 8?
Meanwhile, Grisura hands out her flask and hands it to Alar. You may want this.
I mean, after all, I do not doubt your judgment. However, you want to make sure that you click as a couple if such a thing
No,
were to
you're
occur,
completely
right?
right. We should get it out of the way today and not tomorrow. I will pick you up at 8, shall we say?
Rura stands in front of Alar and is pointing a finger at him like, no! She's taken, you jerk!
What have I done?
And then
Then
she
I
looks
shall-
at Alex, she goes, you're not helping!
He gives Alara a little wink and then he leans back and sort of, shifts a bit as he says, "Then I shall see you at 8."
No!
And he takes into the air and flies back to his place.
Okay, Rura watches him and then she looks at Alex and she smacks his arm with her wing. What did you do?
I was trying to change things. That guy was almost assuredly set in having Alara as a wife. With this, he's with what I proposed, a date. He's likely probably going to realize that she's a good girl, but probably not someone that I want to be. Just I mean, he seems like he's might get bored easily. I don't know. No, I was trying to.
Oh. Alar has this heartbroken look. I'm boring?
No.
He's a dragon. They take what they want.
Yes, I am aware. A blue dragon at that. I am also aware of that. I'm just merely saying that. Look. We all know that size aside, it probably won't work out.
I'm gonna die.
But then this also could just encourage him to, big sis, why?
It wasn't my fault,
You
Rura.
kissed him first.
I didn't mean to.
Shredder's gonna be so sad.
I wasn't trying to. It's not my fault.
Look, Allah, at best case scenario, you just have to go on one date with him and maybe he'll change his mind, but still help.
Oh, no,
Alright.
she's not. No,
What
she's
are the
not.
odds of us invoking Dragon's Rage? What's my chance of survival?
I mean,
Sorgok says he can res you.
No,
that's
not.
that's all Alex says. He just says, I mean, and his eyes
Gotta
just
stay
kind
out
of
of
look
this.
away.
You're not helping either.
Look, I want to
Yep.
help, but I don't know what I can do. Like this, that is a giant fuck off dragon we're dealing with here.
I'm not scared of dragon. I did with my savior all the time. And as she looks a lot, she goes, I'm going with you.
What? You can't just go with me.
Sorgok speaks up and then says, "Oh, there's a brew called the Dragon's Brew that'll knock you right out, but it's very rare and it actually costs 100 gold a bottle. So yeah."
Knock who right out? The dragon?
Yeah, Dragon's Brew. It's a type of drink.
Like for him or Alar?
No,
No.
Grisura, because she's an alcoholic.
Rizura was asking about the strongest drink.
Ah. Ugh, I'm awake now,
Yeah.
man.
Look, I mean, Sorgox, if you don't mind, may I ask a question?
You may ask a question, but I can't always he goes in another spiel about how he might not trust you with the information that he has to give.
How bored does Varelth get? like, if he gets a new toy, how quickly will he be bored of it?
Ouch.
Oh, I believe the last time we gave him a toy, I believe they were books. Yeah, I trained one of his kobolds up to be some sort of secretary, and I believe he had them. Unless that it's changed recently, they should still be working for him.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
Oh well, kobolds only live to about 80 years, so 50 years.
50 years.
This is your own fault.
I think you.
Bro, what have you done to me?
All right, real talk. This seems like one of those moments
120
where.
years, not 90.
All right. Well, look, Allah. As it stands now, I would say go on the date, and if you have a good time, you have a good time. But you're probably gonna have to let him down gently. Just look. Let's be honest here. Out of the two of us, you're probably the smoother talker in this sort of situation. So you know.
She did get
Alex?
herself into this.
Rura, be quiet. Alex? Shush now. And... No. I have a plan. However, I still might die from this plan. But I'm gonna
That's
die
fine.
either way.
That's why I'm coming with you.
No.
I will sneak around.
Rura.
I don't care. I don't care.
Rura,
No.
dear, honey.
No. She's kind of pouting.
Or pats Rura's head feathers.
Mm.
It's gonna be okay, Rura.
I just don't want you. I just don't want you to get hurt or break Sren's heart or get hurt.
I promise you, I will run to the end of the earth if I have to for Seren. However, this dragon wants to kill me if I don't go on a date with him.
He never said he was gonna kill you.
He's trying to kill me, Rura.
I don't think. Okay, I don't think Sorgox's interest is in the soap opera. Why don't we continue this back at the place?
Yeah, that's
Alright.
right. Right. I mean, this is very much a more private conversation.
I just
Sorry,
need to make
there-
a quick purchase.
All right, sure, go ahead.
Alright, so you want to get the
This
100
night.
gold dragon's brew? So take away
Yes.
100 GP from your money,
Yep.
and you have a single bottle of dragon's brew.
And as soon as I meet up with the others, I give it to Alar. Use this on him.
Grisera, he's a dragon.
Yes. But this is he immune to getting drunk?
I mean, one would assume not.
He's a drag. No, but he is a dragon.
I do have the arrow dragon slaying.
No, please, no.
All I'm
Look,
saying
we need-
is,
We have to come to that.
Sren,
See, I-
Look, we need.
Sren slowly.
what I'm trying to say is we drug him.
Alright, sorry.
Oh, drug
Guys,
dragon.
as you guys are discussing this and you move to sit down at the table, Seren is there and she looks over to you with a smile and says, "Welcome back."
Hi, Sren.
Hello, Seren.
Oh,
Her smile looks
Seren.
strained.
Is something
Okay, so
wrong?
Let me
No.
explain, Rura. So, Seren, dear, you might want to sit down, okay?
I'm already sitting.
We'll sit down even further.
She shrinks down into the chair a bit.
Alright, thank you, Seren. So, a dragon asked me out for a date, and it's a giant dragon. Okay, now before anything happens, I don't plan to show up, but I plan on hiding for a long time.
So that's your
Harold's
plan?
dating a bard.
Here's the
Alright.
thing, though. Sren actually looks down and starts twiddling her thumbs, and she says, "I mean, if you want to date a dragon as well, I mean that's fine.
Seren!
Oh, the perils of dating a bard.
Oh my god.
I mean, you are very pretty. It makes sense that you have many admirers.
You know, we do have an alternative to all of this. Chance points at the letter that's still on the table. Take your friend up on her offer.
No. Because you see the thing is we need this guy's help in order to get rid of Necromphis and his lot.
Yeah, as soon as she hears the name Necromphis, Berthera just stiffens and you can see her face growing red with anger.
I mean, if I'm fine with it if you wanna pursue it. I mean, dragons are very cool.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Sren, Alara loves you.
I know it, but I mean, if she likes,
She doesn't. That's the problem.
Rura
Seren,
slaps
he is-
Alar's arm like, say something, big sis.
I am trying. People are talking over me. Seren, this dragon is an egomaniac, and that is a turnoff for me. So no, I do not like that.
Well, I mean, when we go back in time, we can try to find one that isn't, I suppose.
Seren, you're a cute little goblin. You're adorable.
I'm sorry.
Keep being adorable.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Stop apologizing.
Okay.
It loses its effectiveness the more you apologize, Seren.
Now
Now I'm gonna have you fight this dragon, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was a joke. I'm not gonna have you fight a dragon.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
I mean, there's plenty of dragons in the ocean.
I'd rather be running away with you, having a dragon chase after us, and me dating the dragon. And that gives you an idea, Seren.
Oh, okay. I mean, you used to like Alex as well, so.
That was a long time ago. And then I realized he's an ecomaniac, too. Dragons don't have that.
What?
I'm sorry. Wait, I'm not sorry. I'm just gonna go. I'll be in
Okay.
your room. I'm not sorry. And she
Don't
just
be
sort of
sorry.
shuffles
That's
away.
right. That's good.
I'm definitely not sorry. Yeah.
Alright, seriously, a military invasion by the Syndicate would surely be more preferable than this awkwardness. That's the thing, Chance. The Syndicate relies heavily on magic. Zorgox can shut that down.
Well, he's one beholder. He can't. Or I doubt he can fight an army.
I mean, you know how far Beholder's sight can go out, right?
Oh, Laura looked at the clock. What time is it? Oh, there's a clock in here. When will I know it's 8 p.m.?
Alex keeps the door open.
Okay.
It's about midday.
Dennis is going to be outside to keep an eye on the time for you.
Okay, thank you, Dennis.
Oh yeah, keep searching for that one person, okay, Dennis?
Okay.
Riri looks so conflicted. Is this what love's supposed to be? I'm so confused.
Yes.
No, this is not. This. I mean, the love between Alara and Seren. Yes, that's love. The love between a giant dragon that refuses to do anything unless Alara marries him. No.
Okay.
Why does Sren say that? My poor little sis.
I assume Alara has no intention of marrying him.
I do not. Now
Then
the
we're not-
plan is I'm
Then
gonna.
Then we're not going to get the dragon on side, no matter what.
Yeah.
My stomach hurts from laughing.
Speaking of dragons, meanwhile in Allah's room, sewing together a small outfit, Sren pulls it up and slowly puts on the tiny dragon hood.
Oh my god.
Lala, you're evil.
Oh,
That's a-
God.
You're evil.
That's
But that's so
adorable.
But that's cute too, I know.
That's adorable.
We need art of that.
That's so sad and adorable. I want to hug her and be like, no, little sis, no.
I'm gonna hug her and say, yes, little sis, yes. Just kidding.
Okay. I hate you again, I swear. I just
Okay.
stopped laughing. I'm crying. Okay.
Alright, well, compromise. If it doesn't work out, if he still doesn't want to help in the vain attempt that maybe he'll be able to convince Allah, then we can just propose to Zorgox that we've got allies who can help with the invasion, so we have a backup plan.
I'm still gonna probably go on the date.
That's
I want to see how far I can chug this along before the ship sails off.
Big sis.
Look, I mean,
It'll be okay.
Look, I mean, think about it, Chance. There's a lot more opportunities for you after this if we find somehow to have the Syndicate working with Sorgox and Varleth.
If we can get a dragon on our side, that'll be a huge boon.
I mean, think about it. There's no sense in burning bridges. Unless the bridge is rotten, infested, and it needs to be made again, but you get what I mean.
I mean, that you kind of described most of this island, but fair enough.
Yeah, well, you take what you can get. Either you live in a cardboard box or you just die out in the cold. That, well, I've just kind of accepted at this point that you can't really turn this place into a respectable island, so they might as well link up with the one other place in Mayhem that's just, the embodiment of what a maggot is.
Olar heads downstairs.
Alright, you head downstairs.
She's gonna knock on Elnath's door.
You knock on the door, and it swings open. No one is inside.
Olar steps inside.
You see a simple room with a heart-shaped bed.
Only if I prepared that spell. This will be very useful. I am going to. Actually, Alara leaves the room and she's gonna head to the shipping room now.
Alright, you head to the shipping room.
Is it unlocked?
It is now that Elnath has destroyed any evidence that he shipped anyone with himself.
Damn it!
If you do that, just ask them.
Nah, I'd rather do it the fun way. She heads back to Elnath's room and then tries to scavenge his room.
Okay, roll an investigation.
Alrighty. Damn.
You find dragon chocolates.
Yes! That's all I needed. Alara gets dragon chocolates and heads back upstairs.
Okay.
This better not backfire on you.
Oh, it probably will eventually, but we're playing. That's for future Alara to worry about, not for today Alara.
You brought this on yourself.
Besides, I always hated the future a lot. I've been putting on weight.
Exactly. Alrighty. Well, I guess I got better to prepare. Oh, is Maid still around? Maid!
She's in the kitchen and she does come over when you ask her. Yes?
I need some help trying to make a chocolate cake out of this again.
Oh, of
She shows
course.
the dragon
No
chocolate.
problem with that. Though I do hope you plan to save a bit for Elnath, otherwise he will get huffy.
He'll make it. I'm trying to get a dragon on our side.
Very well. And she helps you make the cake.
Alara specifies the dimensions has to be a heart-shaped cake.
Maid sort of gives you a brief look at that, but she does indeed make it heart-shaped.
Digging your own grave, digging your own grave, digging your own grave.
Oh boy, this patch of dirt looks inviting. I just want to dig it.
Yep, that's a lot right now.
Digging her own grave shortly after digging me out of mine.
Oh, Rura's looking very, very like her anxiety's on a high right now. She's pacing back and forth.
Ruru, do you want to go outside? Ruru, do you want to go outside and fly around a bit?
Yes.
You want me to come with you?
Yes.
Well, I'll get
Alright,
back
well,
to you guys in a bit because Alara was about to speak.
Alara, actually, I'm gonna look into Elnath's room for a heart-shaped box next. I'm sure he has one somewhere.
Roll
because he has a heart.
investigation.
Just because he has a heart-shaped bed.
Yes. 16.
You find one.
Okay. I knew it. Alright. That is all. Thank you, Maid.
No problem. Alright. So, I'll briefly go to Alara and Rura, and then we'll start the date. Sound good?
You mean Alara and... Oh, not Alara. Rura and Alex, right?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, so Alex takes her outside to fly around a bit to relieve her stress.
You realize that Nami is following you.
Alright, you do so.
Rura.
What
quick
were you saying,
question.
Grisura?
Quick question. Was Grisura able to hand Alara the Dragon's Brew Ale
I'd imagine so,
Alara?
yes.
To Alara?
I'd imagine so, yes.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay.
Rura.
Rua's just basically trying to get her anxieties out. So she just basically, I just wrote acrobatics too. I thought I was going to do bad. So she's basically flying through like all the loops and crannies of the city with ease without running into anything at all, just soaring through.
Feeling a little better yet?
Yes, I think. Why is Nami following us?
Hey, Nami.
I want to feel the wind on my face.
Okay. Do you want me to pick you up?
If it'll help, then yes.
Okay, then. Then, Alex flies on down and, just tries to pick her up as securely as he can. Alright, ready?
Yes.
And he,
Alright.
takes off.
Please be careful, Alex. Have you carried somebody before flying? Not that I'm doubting your ability to fly. You're doing a great job.
I did once, yeah.
Okay. She seems a little bit more relaxed now. Oh dear.
I mean, he's doing good, not great, just, he's making sure Nami doesn't feel like she's gonna fall to her death.
Nami has this content smile on her face.
Feels good, huh?
I haven't felt this in a long time.
Well, hopefully you get more experiences like this in the future.
River, in a way, seems to relate a little bit to Nami, since being a slave and not being able to experience things. So she gives an encouraging smile, and she goes, "We can take you flying like this often with us if you like."
I would like that.
Actually, we could let you while we're flying about, we can let you ride on one of our eagle dogs.
Ah, so they can fly.
They can, yes. They're also very trusting of others.
I see. I'd kept my distance from them up until now. No, you being
Sorry, go ahead.
Being undead.
Well, say for the owl cat, they're all very friendly.
Yes, very much so. Watch the outcat.
Noted.
River actually
But-
looks a lot more better, but she's still kind of worried about Alar deep down.
She'll be okay, alright? Right, Rura? I mean, Alar's very, very clever.
I know, and I know I'm probably just overthinking it.
Look, trust me. I've overthought far too many things throughout the journey I've been with you guys, and it's always never really helped me. Just be a straight shooter and, you'll be fine.
Right.
What I mean is, don't try to bog yourself down with unnecessary details.
We realize when you're talking to Alex. This is Rura, but okay. She just gives a nod with a smile.
Alright, you want another flyby before we drop you off, Nami?
Yes.
Alright, well. Much better.
Uh-oh. I think I did worse this time. Oh boy.
You sort of stick the landing a little bit, and you almost drop Nami at one point, but you manage to save it.
So basically, we switched with holding Nami, and as I was coming down, I'm like, I'm sorry.
No, it was too heavy.
I'm too distracted. I'm worried about Alar, but yeah.
Oh,
Alright, well,
so that explains it. I'd assumed you were good at this.
she's been flying a lot longer than I have. She's just, distracted.
Alright. So, if that's you guys done, we shall begin the date then. unless someone has something else they want to do beforehand.
Now we're good.
Alright. So I'm assuming you opened the demi-plane right in Solgox's territory, right?
Well, relatively, but we are keeping an eye on it, yeah.
Okay. So, roughly around, let's say 7:30, Avath flies over and lands near the demi-plane. He has a red bow tie around his neck and is holding a bundle of flowers that look like they've half burnt, and some of them are a little bent.
I mean, he's trying. You gotta admit, he's trying.
Are those trees?
Well, yes, I got you some trees. Well, I couldn't really pick flowers because of my size, but, you know, I figured a tree might work.
Grisera was watching this, and in her mind, she's thinking, not even the strongest drink is gonna burn this out of my mind.
Rura gives him a very, heated look as she goes, make sure she's back at curfew. And she's unharmed. Please.
Your friends have
We'll bring her-
have you on curfew? Don't worry, we'll break it.
Excellent. Alar's playing her along.
He offers you a claw and offers you a claw to stand on, and he says, "Shall we head out?"
Alar carrying her things, but she's keeping him in her bag, so she just hops on the claw.
All right.
He just puffs away at the party.
He gently holds you, and I actually mean he's gently holding you because he's trying not to crush you. But you do eventually take into the air, and you fly back to his place, where you see a very, very new building looks to have been constructed, and they're actually currently working on hammering in the finishing touches on the building right now. And I'll just add it right. Yeah. There, that's the new building. And you see him land outside it and put you down.
Oh, what is this?
The doors have actually been made large enough for him to, get inside. And as he steps inside and the doors being pulled open by about 10 kobolds for each door, it opens into a spa.
Oh, Lord. I am impressed. You managed to construct a spa within a day.
What can I say? I hire the best.
You do have a very reliable army on your side.
I take great pride in my employees.
As you should. They only work for the most respectable man possible.
Exactly. His head sticks up a little in pride at that. I knew you would recognize my skills and excellence.
That I do. That I do. I do have a little something small on my end as a treat for you for inviting me out for this lovely evening.
I do too. And he briefly waves to some of the kobolds, and they bring in what looks to be some sort of large 10-story cake.
Lar just her sweet tooth caving in as she just looks at this cake. Wow, that's certainly impressive. Who is the chef?
Oh, it's just one of the kobolds. His name's Cooks.
Ah,
They're not very inventive with their names, but they are very, very reliable forces.
I'm sure they are. I am very pleased with the amount of work they put into it.
I am too, after all. Their work is my work.
Of course. Now, mine is nothing like on that scale, I'll be honest with you. But I hope you do enjoy it. She shows her cake to him.
Oh, that's heart-shaped. Oh, I see where you're going with this. And he slowly plucks the cake from your hand and then opens his giant mouth and swallows it all like one would with a, cupcake or a little bit of cookie.
Right.
And he goes, "Oh wow, this is very delicious. I'm very pleased. I did not know you knew how to cook for a dragon."
I came across a small recipe called dragon chocolates.
I'll have to get the recipe from you sometime.
For sure. I would not mind handing that off to you. Alar would reach for the cake as she gets a small piece with the knife, hopefully.
Yeah, they provide you a knife and, like a plate so you can eat it, and, you can see a couple of kobolds bringing out, like, drinks and all that.
Okay. Alar is quickly drinking down a small beverage, and she eats the cake, a little bit of it. She hums cheerfully at the sweetness of the cake. Very sweet. I love marble.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping you'd have a bit of a sweet tooth.
That I do. I do. It's one of my weaknesses.
I'll be sure not to abuse it too much then.
Yes, please don't. I do not want to get too much weight on me.
I
The
mean...
lady has to watch her figure.
I mean, there's something to be said about a woman with curves. Oh. I felt a little bit of me die inside there.
Good. You did this. So, what do you plan doing on this island? Do you ever want to travel, go out a little bit, see more?
Oh, I'd love to, but there's not much to travel to with most of the islands being claimed by a steel dragon.
A steel dragon?
Yes, he's a bit of a pain, and that's why I've been working with these four to slowly build my forces up so I can get rid of him and claim the territory as my own.
Steel dragon. Steel dragon. I think I seen one around the island a long time ago.
Yes, he is the one that cleaved your land, and, I believe he caused the apocalypse or something. If I'm remembering your legends right.
Ah, yeah, that's right, that's correct. Okay. Could have sworn we had a green dragon at one point, but that might be a different territory.
Oh, there's a green dragon. I wonder if I can use that. I might be able to get him on my side, and then we can team up to get rid of that steel, and then we can split the territory. But
That'll be
yes,
still more land.
a lot of dragons are, unfortunately, mostly gone. There's very few of us left.
It's sad to hear that for all dragons in general. I only seen 2 in the past before you, and I'll say, you take the cake. Alar just grabs a piece of cake.
He gives a hearty laugh at that. I got it! It is a pun! You are very funny.
I try to be. Still,
But enough about me. What about you? You are quite interesting, I will admit.
my story is it's a pretty long tale, even if it's for only a year or 2. But we did a lot. I was originally from a druid tribe back down near Nico.
I see.
I loved animals, and I just wasn't really talented with my magic. So, in the end, I had to give it to my sister.
How noble of you.
Well, I found new magic whenever I did that, and that's just what I've been useful with. So I've been helping the party with that.
I will say you have a talent with that magic. Enough to charm a dragon, at least.
Oh, I was scared near to death. If it failed, I probably would have died instantly. And Olar just laughed at that.
Oh yeah, you probably would have. I would have been very angry and pissed.
Yes, that is true. That is just a natural, of my lifestyle. Always risking my life for an objective, a plan, whatever we got going on.
And your current objective is to get rid of that, the necro guy, whatever. Necronthus. That's it.
Yeah. Currently, yes. But even he is not our biggest goal.
So, one of your friends mentioned that you are currently dating someone. Is that true?
It is. I had to apologize.
What race are they?
Alara pauses for a moment. And then she finally speaks out. A goblin.
A goblin. So, 120 years or so at best. Most likely less than that.
Huh?
He leans forward and then he gives a smile and he says, when you feel lonely and you have no one else, perhaps we can visit this conversation again? Dragons live a lot longer than goblins.
Alar speaks back. Gods live a lot longer than dragons.
Could you repeat that?
Gods live a lot longer than dragons.
That is very true. That is very true. I do not understand why you bring it up, though.
As a precaution, Alara would cast non-detection. She would let him know that she's going to... If I may, I'd rather keep this conversation more private.
He tilts his head, but he motions the other kobolds, and they all slowly push the doors closed.
And Alara will cast non-detection in the room. If it can work, that room. If not, she'll cast it on herself.
He allows it.
Okay. I'm saying that there's a chance I could become a god.
I see, I see. I mean, if one must shoot for the power, why not shoot for the power? I admit the powers of being a god are very tempting, shall we say. There are many dragons that have feared their mortal lives and become liches.
What about you? How long do you live for? How much longer? I'm curious.
I cannot say, but I will say it's longer than your goblin friend. He then leans down and whispers into your ear. And I'm just going to message you this.
No. No.
Is everything okay, Rura? Everything
No.
okay there?
No. I'm not happy. No.
Alright, I've messaged you it.
Alar, like, goes bright red at this. And she, like, takes a step back and, like a gasp. My goodness. Wait. A wizard? Do you know one?
Yes, there was a wizard that came by here. Tabaxi, I believe. This was about a century ago, I think.
Oh. Very well. I can say that has never happened.
He tilts his head a bit with a slight smirk as he says, just consider it an offer.
Alar looks pretty bashful and just away with a small nod. I'll consider it.
I take it
Thank
you are taken until your friend is no more of this world, yes? To put it bluntly, I do apologize.
It is fine. Though I plan to defend her if anything ever were to fall on her. I will not allow anyone to hurt her in the way I can think of.
Yes, yes. You see him rub his chin as he seems to be thinking for a moment. Very well, I shall assist you and Solgox with getting rid of Necronphus. I really do need to get rid of my brothers one of these days.
Brothers?
Brother.
Brother. Oh, okay. Is it the steel dragon you're speaking of?
Oh no, they're a Dracolich.
Oh. Oh, I was connecting the dots again. There's a lot of information I do not have.
Information is very valuable on this island.
And I'm sure you have plenty of it. Whether you're willing to share is, of course, is up to you. I understand regardless. Still, this is very pleasant. I appreciate it.
Did you really have a curfew?
No. Of course I didn't.
I knew it.
She's my little sister.
You gotta protect your own. I understand that well.
Do you want your brother to be to finally have rest then?
He looks up for a moment and thinks, well, he ceased being my brother when he became a Dracolich. But I won't deny that a part of me does still, shall we say, desire to prove that I am better than him.
That's an interesting rivalry.
It
I'm sure
is-
you would win easily.
It is our way.
To be the strongest then.
He reaches over and then, with the tiniest bit of pressure, runs the back of his claw against your cheek. It's less about power and more about knowing what we want.
Reminds me of the old druid tribe. Long ago. Heard stories of that. Back when the old elders didn't believe in ways of peace, and rather they actually went in and took what they wanted of the land. They didn't get very far, and even their own friends betrayed them. It's all about power in the end, isn't it? Power, strength, getting what you want. Simple matters.
In the end, you showed power by being able to charm me, and it is that power that made me interested and intrigued.
Well, I hope to always impress then. As I'm sure you will.
Once more, he leans down and whispers to you. And I'm also going to give you this privately.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I understand. I can respect that.
In the end, my interest may have stemmed from simple desires, but I have been enjoying this conversation.
So have I. I actually find this pretty pleasant.
He moves to stand, and you see the water shimmering off his blue scales. He snaps his fingers, and the doors begin to open. Do let your friends know I will assist you with taking down Necronphis. It would be nice to get rid of another rival that stands in my way. I'm referring to my brother, of course.
Yes. Olar runs a hand on the scales. Almost rather relaxed. And then she walks out with them. I will.
They
Till next
pocket... Sorry, go on.
I said till next time. Then.
You need only ask. And when the day comes, I will be here. They package the cake up with some small box so that he can pick it up. And then he picks you up and, you're slowly brought back to where the demiplane is. And a couple of kobolds stay behind to carry the cake in for you, and then they leave. You return back to the demiplane.
Alar enters and she instantly leans on the wall as if to finally relax and let out a tired breath.
As you enter, Dennis waves and says, "Hello. Good
Oh.
thing you're not dead."
Thanks.
I heard that there might have been bets, but I'm not entirely sure.
Bets?
It was a
as I
joke.
put
No, it was a joke. No one actually betted anything.
I simply asked how long we should wait before we assume you're dead.
Oh, Lord.
Grisura asks, "So how did it go?"
Well, we got him on our side. He's willing to fight for us.
That's
the
good.
Draco Lich under Necrompus is actually his brother. He wants to see terms to that.
Oh, so he had a reason to ally with us to begin with.
Small reason. He's more the type to want to command and conquer himself, to be honest.
Well, I mean, considering he's a blue dragon and all, I guess that isn't too surprising.
That's very true.
So, as a friend, I have to ask, has he done anything unsavory, or was he fairly gentlemanlike with the date?
Oh, he was totally a gentleman.
You paused there for a minute, are you sure?
I had to find it.
Alright, hang on. Insight. Fuck.
Oh, he was a smooth talker to the very end.
Alright, well, Grisura apparently doesn't believe you, but there you go. Alright, well, as long I call bullshit, she yells.
Huh?
Apparently Grisura thinks you're lying. What are you hiding, she said.
Alar pauses, and she looks thoughtful as she just stares at Grisura during that duration, and finally she says, "What happens is we got him on our side, and that's very important. Whether he was a full gentleman or not, he was actually a pretty decent intellectual to talk to.
Alright.
He did nothing to me, so that's what matters."
Alright. Well, again, Alara, I know... I know this was putting you in a very bad spot, and honestly, I probably shouldn't have opened my mouth, but if he has done anything, if he has implied anything, if he has even tried anything, you let us know, because gods be damned, size of that creature no matter the age of that creature, I would kill him with my own hands.
What do I do? Now you have Colossus Slayer.
If it becomes a problem, he will be dealt with. That's what matters. And we will deal with him.
And don't go hiding it, okay? You give me flack for hiding things. You shouldn't do the same, okay?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Look, it's all said and done now. He's going to help. That's all that matters. And if you need time to yourself, that's fine. Dennis is still looking into Karma, so I'll come and get you when he's found her.
I understand. I'm going to talk to Seren for a little bit.
Yeah, I think that would be for the best.
Olar goes to her room, see if Seren's there.
You open the door to a room filled with lots of fabric and sewing and needles and thread. And in the center you can see a nearly complete dragon costume that is currently sewing the final pieces of the leg.
Olar pauses at this and she just looks very confused. Seren, what are you doing?
She jolts and then looks over and then looks down and says, I'm sorry, I thought you would like it.
What have I done?
Meanwhile, in the kitchen, there's sweets all over the place. The kitchen is basically stacked with sweets that Rura has baked, and she's kind of stuck between all of it.
Seren, you're cute regardless, even though this dragon costume's adorable, but still. Why did you do this?
I mean, I thought you would like it.
I do, but it's not because it's the dragon costume, it's because you're in the dragon costume.
She pulls down the hood and hides underneath it.
Oh. Seren.
Roar?
Yes?
I thought you would like. I thought it would be cute if I roared. That's all. Sorry.
It's very cute. I can't wait to see you in it fully. I'm sorry I came into my own room to see this and completed.
I mean, I didn't know how long you'd be gone on your date.
To be honest, Seren, it doesn't feel like a real date. It felt like a. Have you ever read a? I know you've been reading a little bit of books, but not too many. But have you ever read a book about a princess forced to marry for power?
Yes. There's one about the princess who's locked in a tower, and a prince comes and saves her.
Well, that's not the case. This one's completely different. This one is for, how do I say this right? He wants it for power. He thought I was interested because of power. And he wants to claim that. That's what it is. I don't think he actually likes my personality.
I'm sorry.
That's the difference between his love and your love, Seren. And that's why I'm going to stay by your side.
She just gives a bit of incoherent mumbling and just keeps the hood pulled down.
Meanwhile, River in the corner is happy.
She's stuck in the corner eating cupcakes.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna head back with the others and do a little bit of planning. I'll let you finish, okay?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. I'll see you later, Saran.
Hey, take care.
You do the same.
Goodbye.
Alar closes the door. It's not a goodbye if I'm coming back.
Oh, right. See you later.
Yeah, that's better.
Goodbye. See you later.
Alar waves a finger at her, and it glares, and it leaves. Alrighty. Well, that was a long day.
Feeling just about ready to crash, are you?
I wish I could, but Saran is currently making something in my room.
Oh. Is she doing finger paintings or something?
No. She's sewing a costume.
Oh. I didn't know she was a talented seamstress.
Well, she is a survivalist. That's I think that goes well with her kit.
I always thought seamstress was more of a luxury, but fair enough.
Depends on who you see it as.
I guess, I mean, you could probably sew together, like, leaves, branches, and stuff like that to make, like, impromptu clothing, and we're getting off track.
Yes, we are.
So...
Alright. What is the plan then, Alex?
Well... I guess we'll update Sorgox that everything went well, and that then after that, well, whenever the time is for invading this area, we'll take the time to prepare. I actually do need to get in contact with Mercy to buy something, so that the preparation time will be needed. But in between that time, hopefully Dennis can find a Karma before all this wraps up. Whether it's before or after Necromphis, I guess we'll just have to see.
Okay.
Something
I need to talk to Elnath too.
Okay. Did you like go looking for him or something, or?
A little bit ago. I gotta make an apology to him now, and hopefully I don't get time stopped into a bed of water again.
Alright, well, I'll show you where he is.
Okay.
Just, follow me. Alex walks up to the beach door and opens it up.
Alright. As you open the door to the beach, there's a new mountain of sand that's been added to the beach.
Interesting.
So Alex walks up to the mountain and he says, Elnath, buddy, someone's here to see you.
You hear a brief, tired, mumbling sound. And for a moment, you see a glimpse of silver scales before they vanish and the entire mouth seems to sort of cave in on itself. And then Elnath walks out of the pile of sand.
Hey, Elnath.
Good morning. You require
Sorry to
me?
bother you. Yeah, sorry to bother you, but I wanted to talk to you.
Yes, yes. Alright, what do you want? What do you require?
Alrighty, just to update on some things, Elnath, buddy. You're a friend of mine, right?
Yes.
And I can call you an ally.
Yes.
I have stolen some of your dragon chocolates from your room.
That's fine, that's fine.
Okay. Secondly, I talked to a blue dragon.
That's probably a Voth, yes?
It is.
Yes.
Glad you remember his name. He invited me to a date.
Did you enjoy it?
It was an experience I never thought I would have.
I see. Wait. You went on a date?
Yeah, for his allegiance, Ivarth basically said to Allah that he wanted to go on a date. Well, he said he wanted to marry her, but it's a big, complicated thing.
I'll have to update the charts.
Elnath, that's not the point.
He looks to be a little more awake now as he says, "Oh yes, what was the point?"
He said something about territories and that you claimed all of Mayhem.
Well, yes, it is my land.
How come there's a green dragon there then?
Because she's not a threat.
Ah.
And if
She
I
must
was
be more
going to
passive.
kill all the dragons on Mayhem, there would be none left.
Seems like something he would try to do. As a proof of dominance or power, however you want to do it.
I'm not really interested in dragon politics.
I was just curious to see where your stake was in all of it. If it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. I was just curious.
I mean, if a dragon attacks a town, I'm going to defend it. That's just normal. Anyone would do that.
You're sounding more like an actual normal human or a normal person rather than a dragon when you say that.
It's because he is Allah.
Yeah, I'm just an elf. A very old elf, but for the moment I am just an elf. But I don't know how most dragons think.
Okay. I was just wanted some insight to a situation is all. I appreciate your time.
He nods. If that's all, I really should get back to my cat nap.
Alright, rest well.
And you see him
See you later.
just... Go on.
Alex says, "See you later, buddy."
Yes. And you see him slowly dig himself back into the mound of sand, and then a moment later it grows back to the size it once was.
Well, there you have it.
A lot more humble than I've taken for. Makes me happy.
Well, he has grown rather tired lately, so I doubt there's not much energy for bravado, even fake bravado.
Well, we better make sure we get our part done. And make sure we finish what was started over and over.
Actually, well, if you don't mind me prying a little, why did you ask him about, well, or that little power dynamic thing.
Two reasons, really. One, I wanted to see his mentality. I never really get to talk to Elnap that often. Even if I do, it's really short bursts. So I don't know him as well as you do. I don't know what kind of person he is fully. I still don't trust him fully, even. I always try to go to his room whenever he's not here, every now and then, and see what's new or what's different with it. He probably got upset with me by that by now. Secondly, mentality is a big issue. However, I wanted to see what kind of power he holds over the land. If he holds any.
Well, considering what we know, he holds quite a lot of power.
Not as much as I thought he would.
Fair enough. But honestly, if I may give my 2 cents on the matter, it's not the power itself that matters.
Oh?
Well, power is just simply power. I suppose to explain it, it's like, well, you know the old saying that absolute power corrupts absolutely?
Yeah.
Well, I don't entirely agree with that sentiment. I can understand the concept and the idea behind it, and in some cases I think that's true, but more often than not, I think people misunderstand it. In my opinion, power doesn't measure a man, nor does it corrupt them. Power reveals. For when someone gets the power that they have so desperately longed for, their true character shows. I guess I've just merely come to see power as more of a tool than anything else, really.
In the long sight, I still believe power shows character, as you say. For example, if I had power, I wouldn't imagine me doing anything demanding with it. I would probably be used by another. Just because of my confidence in myself. But for someone like maybe, let's say, Bierna, she basically already has a decent amount of power, but she's using it responsibly. It's just it does depend on the person.
Well, like I said, power doesn't corrupt, nor does it measure. It reveals.
Yeah, I guess that's very accurate. I was just trying to come to terms with it, I guess.
Well, I suppose you also have to keep in mind that we are essentially dealing with dragons. If there is any sort of embodiment of what power is, it would be dragons. And, well, they would practically deal in it as easily as we deal in currency.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, let me check on Rura. Have you seen her?
She's been in the kitchen since you left. She's let's just say the smell of icing has permeated the entire place.
Oh Lord.
I think she's stress cooking and stress eating.
Before you leave, you do hear a very brief voice speak from the mountain and say, in the end, dragons ruling. We respect power. That's why
Well, certainly explains a lot. Anyway, we should step out now.
Yeah. I agree.
And Alex just slowly closes the beach door as they make their way out.
Alrighty.
Well, so we gotta make a plan to attack the Crumpus then next.
Well, I'm sure the plan will come with Sorgox since he tends to he seems like he's got a fairly decent head screwed on his shoulders,
so to speak.
He doesn't have shoulders.
I mean, I'm sure if he did, he would probably think they tried to betray him because he couldn't see them all the time.
That's very accurate.
But regardless, I'll head outside and inform him of it.
Okay. Good luck, Alex.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yeah. If you need me to do some scouting in the area, I can do that. But I'm pretty sure Sorgox has a good idea what we're dealing with.
Yeah. But still, appreciate the offer. Anyway, you go and check on your little sister. She's I think she's about torn her feathers out worrying over you.
I hear you. I will go there now.
Oh, me.
Just know when you go in the kitchen, you'll see cupcakes all over the floor, a cake on the table, and Ruva kind of stuck in the corner, surrounded by the cupcakes.
And one cupcake just kind of splattered against the wall, and like there's a sort of a smear or next to Chance's foot where he slipped.
Rura, this is a waste of food.
Rura jolts, looking away from Chance to Alar's voice, and then she looks like she's about to cry. She goes, "Thanks, sis, you're okay." She wants to go over and hug her, but she will not move from her spot.
Rura, why don't you come over here and hug me?
But the cupcakes. I'm gonna knock them over with my wings or my feet. And Chance already tripped on one.
No. I slipped on one like a banana.
Or slipped. And I don't want him to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt, but I want to hug you so bad.
Just eat your way up, for God's sake.
I was gonna say that. Just eat your way out, Rura.
She immediately looks down at the cupcakes and she figures out a path, and then she immediately starts grabbing and goes, hum, 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 hum. Making her way over to Alar as quick as she can.
Make the con save.
I was about to say that. Oh, shoot.
You're gonna have a stomach ache.
Oh, man. Did I make it, though?
You made it, but you got a stomach ache.
River looks kind of green at the face. She goes, "Ugh," but she slowly goes over and she very slowly wraps her arms around, trying so hard not to puke on her.
Oh my goodness, Rura, please don't puke on me. You look sick.
Hug.
Stop eating the sweets. No, Rura. No. Rura, why did you make so many cupcakes?
I didn't want to fly around. If I flew around, then I would have gone over where you were at. So I baked instead.
I'll eat one cupcake. Not bad.
River just hugs Alara around the waist, even though she looks like she wants. And she goes, "I'm so glad you're okay, Chance. I'm sorry you slipped on my cupcake."
Maybe you shouldn't make so many cupcakes, Rura.
I didn't realize how many I made until it was too late.
Then why do you keep making more? The oven is still on.
The oven! She really turns around to try to go to the oven, but then she lurks forward like, "Oh, I think I'm going to puke."
No.
But then I'm sorry. She
I
looks
turned
kind
the
of.
oven off, relax.
Thank you, maid. I'm sorry for cooking or baking again.
It's alright, Helnath will eat them.
True. out of character. Yeah,
I mean,
and
how
then
could you let Arua make so many cupcakes in a room where it's flooded with cupcakes?
I wanted to see what would happen.
I see you're also chaotic in nature.
Let's just say Elnath tends to rub off on people.
Terrible.
Can I have some water, please?
Maid gives you some water.
Thank you. And then she takes the big old drink of it, starting to feel a little more better. And then she goes on the chance. She goes, "Sorry, you had to see all. I'm okay now."
Alar pokes Rua's tummy.
Oh God. Vic says, "Don't, please, please."
She does it again.
So... River actually smacks her hand away. And then she points at her. She goes,
You see Maid briefly cup her hands and then call out and go, Elnath, we got cupcakes and a cake.
"Uh-oh."
You then-
Rua kind of like looks alert.
You then see a blur as all the cupcakes are lifted up with magic and are slowly transported through the beach door.
Dun, 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 dun.
Rura tucks in her wings and holds still because she does not want to get any of this frosting on her any more than she already has.
Within
by the
about
way,
2 minutes, they're all gone.
And by the way, Lara, when Rua hugged you, she got some of the icing on her on you now.
Rura, there's icing on me now.
Sorry.
She pokes her stomach again.
Stop it!
Maid turns and starts to clean up the kitchen.
I gotta get
Rura
changed
just-
now.
Rura just gives a apologetic smile, and then she still though like looks happy though, seeing Alara okay. And then she goes over and quietly and like shamefully starts helping her clean up the kitchen because she knows she made this mess.
Don't worry, Rura. The date wasn't as fun as you thought it was. It's really political.
It doesn't really help. Oh, also real quick before Chance leaves, Rura will like have snatched one of the cupcakes before it completely flew off and hands it to him. She goes, "Oh, here to make up for the one you stepped on."
Right. I prestidigitation the spear it left on the way out.
So, is there anything else anyone wants to do before we wrap up?
Take a bath.
You take a bath.
Take another bath.
Anyone else?
Grisura and Nami are walking alongside the wall that separates Sorgax's territory from the Crumfises.
Alright. You walk along the wall and you see many of those crystals that you saw near the entrance. They all glow, and occasionally you see one begin to glow brighter and a loud zap sound out before it then dims back down.
Okay, make a note of that to tell the others.
What did we see? Like a zap? Like a
The
Victor
crystal
Franken-
glowed, then you saw
Oh.
something leave it like a zap, and then it dimmed.
Okay, so it's more like that one of what's his face's experiments from Stitch.
Okay.
Anywho, it's literally a magic missile left. It's like,
Oh.
pshum! It was very fast, which is why I described it as a zap.
I wonder what it was firing at.
You
Did we
make
see
it to
what
a
direct-
small outpost that allows you to see over the line and into the territory. You see a large group of buildings and streets, and there seems to be no real organization, but you can see mines having been made, slaves being escorted.
Well, that's the pits.
Literally.
What did you say?
Literally.
Oh,
Do you want to go free them?
I do. But this is far more than what was happening back at the Colosseum in somewhere. We're gonna need more than just a ragtag group of adventurers. Personally, I think this is where we call in our favor from the syndicate.
You're not concerned that it will endanger our alliance with the Beholder? Or the Dragon?
I am concerned. But how are we going to infiltrate that without being seen as
I mean, just to
as
clarify,
merchandise?
Sorgox hasn't told you the plan for taking care of Necronthus.
Yeah, I know.
And just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, Grisura is looking at the territory warily. She's getting flashbacks of her torments as a slave. She's even wondering if Wura could handle it. Or if it would be too much for her.
Well, I'm gonna leave you guys to think about that. Is there anything else anyone wants to do before we wrap up?
I guess just quickly, Alex will update Sorgax.
Okay. So you head over to the mirror room. By this point, his illusion platform has been removed, and the goblins are once more back in front of the entrance. You're escorted in, and the mirrored version of him reappears, or the illusion, whatever it is.
Hey, Sorgax. So it looks like the little date win is planned, and we got his alliance for the plan.
Good. That'll be great. So, with that done, all we need to do is contact that syndicate lady so we can form an alliance. And then
Way ahead of you there, buddy. We have the syndicate on call. They're actually a good friend of ours.
Alright, contact them and ask them to come here and dock at our dock so that we may parley.
Alright, anything else?
No, we can't do much more until they come here and dock so we can parley with them.
Alright then. Well, just thought I'd let you know.
Right. Also, as a just take a step to the left before you leave. I set a mine there, and if you step back, you'll trigger it.
Okay.
You step to
Alex,
the left.
Yep.
You hear a soft click, and then you see that where you had been standing, a small little button then pops back up, and you're able to walk back out fine.
Alright, well, I'll see you when the syndicate arrives.
Yes. In the meanwhile, I'm going to shore up my defenses. Make sure they're aware that if not to bring an army, because if they bring an army, then I'm not letting them in. We're going to be preparing for war instead.
Alright.
Right, goodbye. And he vanishes.
Goodbye. All right, Alex walks out and, prepares to convey that information.
Alright. Anything else anyone wants to do before we wrap up?
Grisura wants to ask Rura a question once they get back.
Okay. You get back and you find Rura. What do? What do you
Well,
say?
I let Nami go and talk to Alex about what we've seen, and as I pull Rura aside, taking note of the confectionery chaos that has happened.
That's been cleaned up.
Oh,
You can still smell it though. It's very strong in
Yeah.
the air still.
Allah, mind if I ask Rura something in private?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was that
Alright.
you,
I said go ahead.
Okay. I look to Rura and say, Rura, you were a slave once like me, right?
She kind of tenses up as she goes, yes?
I need to know something.
Mm.
Were you branded?
Rura kind of looks a little horrified for a second, and then her shoulders shake a little bit, and she kind of steals her nerve. She goes, no, almost by someone, but they thought it would ruin or tarnish my looks, so they made him stop.
Then, might I ask you, do you remember what your former master or seller looked like?
She tries to squint her eyes trying to think, but she keeps shaking her head and her shaking gets worse. She goes, I'd rather not. I had a lot of different masters and they all just blended together.
But was there one that you were sent to frequently? More than the others? I know this is uncomfortable for you, but what we're going to do next, it's going to be uncomfortable for both of us. We're going into a den of slavers. The two of us were former merchandise. There is a good chance that even one of them could recognize us as said merchandise and try and reclaim us. So we need to prepare for anything. That includes perfecting our disguises. Maybe we can find some sort of disguised self-scroll for you to hide your aristocracy. But I, for one, do not want to risk us getting captured again.
Rura looks very uneasy as she hugs herself and rubs her arm. Nervous, her shaking very much evident now. But she does have a bit of a glare on her face as she glares to the ground. She goes, I will not be a slave again.
Grisur, though well concerned, places a proud hand on Rura's shoulder. Nor will I, Rura. We'll liberate the slaves there and burn that territory to the ground. If you are all right with that, that is.
She gives a small uneasy smile. She goes, not really, but I understand why we're doing this and your concern. It's appreciated. Thank you, Grisura.
Grisura nods. If you ever feel uneasy, feel free to come to any one of us, including me.
I know that now.
Well, Grisura's trying to hide the fact that she is extremely uneasy about going into this den of slavers herself.
Rupert seems to kind of also. I mean, she can't. Grisura's doing better at hiding it, but she can also she can tell that Grisura's probably just as nervous, and she just gives a smile. She goes, "Just remember what, well, my savior told me is, we're not alone anymore."
I know. I just wish the nightmares would go away for good.
they never really do, but she just gives a shrug. She goes, "But sometimes they ease, right?"
At least you were saved. You didn't have to save yourself.
She gives a bit of a bitter laugh, and she goes, "One time I did have to save myself, but it made me realize how much my freedom mattered to me."
What was
So, sorry?
What were you saying? You kind of cut out on me.
She said, she gives a bitter laugh, and she says, "I did once have to fight for my freedom by myself, but it made me value my freedom that much more. So that's why I'll fight."
Well, let's give it our all with this.
Rubik looks a little uneasy. She goes, "Yay. Is that the right thing to say, or should I just say okay?"
Just a simple nod will do.
She just nods.
That is, if you are on board. We're not going to force you to do this. If you want to stay in the demiplane through all this, we will not stop you.
And leave my friends to go by themselves and just make me worry and have to bake again? No. I'll go.
All right.
Well, Grisura sighs, though. She gives a soft smile. Very well. Let's see if we can come up with a better disguise for you.
And with that, that's where we'll end this session. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all had fun. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Alar the seducer.